taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Our next topic, we did have some boxing last night though, and it was a pretty good card. Main evented from Vergil Ortiz making his appearance after a year after having that I can never pronounce that name. But it's basically where his muscle was pretty much getting eaten up or whatever, and that canceled his last fight against who he fought last night against Michael.
So that was like some thinner shit.
Yeah, exactly. He had been recovering from that, and obviously Ortiz is probably one of the few highlights of Golden Boy. Golden Boy right now has been having like a talent exodus lately. Anyone who's worth a damn is leaving, and mostly in the common theme is because Oscar and Golden Boy are not doing enough for their careers.
He's not.
He isn't. No, he really isn't. And Golden Boy, obviously, then we have a few bankable stars left because, unfortunately, they're not building enough stars fast enough.
If that Ryan Garcia Tank fight doesn't come off this year, it's a make or break because because you're not no younger. The next generation ain't gonna sign to them because they're looking at it like, well, damn, Ryan Garcia, he's like one of the biggest names, and look, he ain't gone nowhere yet. And y'all gonna make the biggest layup type fight, so they need something major to happen, something big, and that's the only way because 147 is so flooded. Unless you go out of your way to make a big fight for Vergil Ortiz, shit just slower. So they gotta make the Ryan Garcia shit happen.
Yeah, they do. Because like I said, because every day someone is leaving. Every day, and they have talent, but none of them Omi Garcia and Ortiz are the only ones. So obviously, we were ready. I mean, they were trying to make Beck the Bully something, but unfortunately, Beck the Bully had a little setback too early in his career.
I mean, they still got people who could fill out a card, but you gotta like you said, you still gotta make something out of them. Like Beck the Bully's there.
Right, yeah.
But I hated how they kept trying to talk about, if Rosado wins his next fight, we could get a rematch. I'm like, God damn it, give this dude some other people to fight. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. But at least we'll definitely get into that fight in a little bit. But like I said, the undercut for the most part was, it was entertaining. Beck the Bully, lit up a jobber's stomach. Honestly, dude in the 30 seconds landed an absolutely sickening liver shot. That liver shot was just too clean. I honestly didn't think dude wouldn't have gone up from it. I'll give the jobber that, because like I said, because when you get clean like that to the liver where you can taste the bile in your mouth, I thought he would have stayed down for that 10
He was tough, man.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, too, he was so tough that the referee is after he absorbed one body shot but didn't go down, the referee kind of stopped it and dude kind of
it was suspect a little bit. Should let him continue, I feel like.
Yeah,
but the dude wasn't fighting back, man. Look, look, niggas paid to see a fight, not bag work.
Yeah.
And that's how he was treating dude. Dude was throwing like consecutive one at a time body shots. Dude, Beck wasn't even trying to fucking stop the dude. He was just on some methodical, patient, okay, I'll just kill you with one punch every 10 seconds.
Right.
And I'll let you recover in 10 seconds and then I'll hit you again with the same punch. Dude, just get this guy out of here. What the fuck? No one came to see you. What the fuck you doing?
Yeah, and it's like, and we're thinking, okay, dude should just throw something against Beck, or at least try to time something. But no,
the dude wasn't even fighting back. That was more fucking annoying. I can see if the dude was throwing punches back, so you can't get no combos off. But the dude is literally backing up with his hands down, trying to protect his body, letting you get free hits, and you're just taking your time on some
yeah.
Like you're a fucking hummingbird. No, nigga, attack this motherfucker.
Right. And then the commentary was we're trying to bring him up. Well, this dude has a decent right hand. What fucking right hand?
I don't care what, dude. Look, a gun don't kill nobody when it's in his fucking holster.
Facts. It's
that right hand was in his fucking holster. That right hand wasn't hurting nobody.
Right. Yeah. So
I think he only threw like 3 of them shits.
Right. Exactly. And
in the first round.
Yeah, and Beck the Boy just ate them shits like whatever. It just pressed forward. The only difference was Beck the Boy wasn't wild with it because he was still smart from the Rosado knockout, but. But at least Beck got the he got the stop. I mean, he was gonna get the stoppage anyways. It was just the referee kind of stopped at the point where it just
because the ref seen what he was doing. Like the ref was like, "Yeah, he's not trying to stop this guy. He's trying to torture him."
Right.
And remember the corner people, they was letting it go. Like if I see you getting hit with body shots like that for 3 rounds and to the point you're not fighting back, I'm stopping it. Like
yeah.
I didn't train you to become somebody's fucking heavy bag.
Right. Yeah, and speaking of heavy bag work, man, the next fight after that, and this was the fight that we were all interested in, with Blair Cobbs, making his return after getting knocked out by Alexis Rocha.
I want to hear the pilot thoughts on this shit.
Yeah, against former world champion Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker. Now, I don't know what Hooker's problem was. But I remember, I think Pilot posted something in the chat like a couple days ago talking about there was rumors that Hooker wouldn't make the 147 pound limit, and we were like, what the fuck? Like, Hooker was a champion at 140. Like this was an issue. Like he was barely, because when he was 140 champion, dude was going after like 3-4 chances. I mean, the nigga had to cut his hair to make weight one time. To make 140, so he wouldn't lose his belt.
And they had the Progress shit too, with that 144 catch or whatever they trying to do catch weight. Yeah.
Hooker and Progress were both on some bullshit with the catch weight and shit like that.
But clearly, it was more on Hooker now. Looking back at it.
Yeah, it's equal because remember Progress
wanted to move up. Progress wanted to move up.
He ended up gaining weight and he had to cut weight and it was an equal fuck up.
Right.
It's just one person ended up getting more high profile fights within that time, and like Progress is finally about to get his high profile fight.
Right. Exactly.
Even though he could have had one.
Yeah. So
Taylor was kind of high profile though.
Well, I'm talking about after
that. Yeah, he had
Hooker. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But that's the problem. Yeah, and so both are equal. But Hooker, I don't know what his problem was. But Hooker, after he had one good comeback win. I think that was his last fight with Matchroom, and then dude obviously has been he had the brutal fight with Ortiz, and he rocked Ortiz, in that fight early, but then he just he ran out of ammo, and the crowd was booing him. He kind of threw a little tantrum or whatever, but he was
I mean, Ortiz was Ortiz, but
he hurt his shoulder.
It was
right?
a good fight.
Did he break his shoulder or elbow or something?
It was his hand.
His hand.
Yeah, and then after that, though, I mean, after he's been like pretty quiet, but then so when we're talking about he's not gonna make weight, I was like, what is he doing? Like what ways? Because dude is dude has one of them lean builds, so it's like, what the fuck is he doing not making weight? And then you see the video of him, they had to change it to a 150 catch weight, and then you see him, clearly mentally not ready to fight. I mean, him getting into a little joint back and forth with Cobbs, and then, upset about the loss of someone that was close to him, Stacey
a
Snyder.
Photographer, some photographer, like a mom figure or something.
Yeah, and dude mind was not right in the fight, and Cobb looked like dude was always, on some wrestling shit, but dude was just like, I think he knew he took the job seriously.
Yeah, he did. I mean, because Cobb had the glasses, the braids. Dude was looking like a fucking 90s conscious rapper on an album promo.
And he was very subdued as opposed to, use his Ric Flair gimmick shit. He
said, look, cut all that wrestling shit out, motherfucker. You need to get you a goddamn win.
Yeah. He didn't completely cut it out. Come out with Stone Cold music.
Yeah, he can't come out like a bitch.
Yeah, and that's cool.
That glass.
Yeah, but I mean, it was good for the tone down though, because it makes the ring walk even better now.
Yeah.
So, and then dude came in there, man. Dropped Hooker once in the first round, and he landed a bomb too. Like, I don't know what, and this was like the theme of Hooker. Like Hooker just couldn't seem, his defense just went to shit. I'm like, you could and then he got dropped twice in round 2.
And them knockdowns were like Michael Grant type knockdowns. Them shits was hard. Like, he was hitting the ground like boom boom. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, Cobbs is about to score a highlight reel knockout over Hooker like early. Like, Hooker, I mean, to his credit, I mean, he settled into a groove, and I think, as the fight got on, dude was able to, he got his head into the fight or whatever.
And I think he buzzed Cobb a few times too.
Yeah, he did, especially like in some of the later rounds too. Because Cobb definitely got hit by it because both his eyes were kind of compromised, and of course, he had the cut from the headbutt from Hooker.
He lucky Hooker wasn't throwing no left hooks.
Like, he was lucky Hooker wasn't throwing no fucking jab. Like,
that's true too. But he threw a few of those. Like, but the left hook, he was super open for that.
Yeah, because if you look at some of Hooker's fights when he was champion, especially the Saucedo fight, dude was setting up his right hand with a very authoritative jab. Like, dude,
he has a good one too, and it's like, I think in the first round he landed a good one too, and you see Cobb smile. I think then Cobb gets him back, and then it's like Cobb kind of takes over from there. But yeah, like Hooker, he definitely, you could tell his eyes were shell shocked. He just wasn't in that shit.
Did you see him look up after a round, go into the corner, stand and look in the sky for 15
I seen that. I was like, what the fuck? But you know what? I know he's going through it. Like, I could tell. Like, I do that shit at the house. Just look at the ceiling. Yeah. I ain't in the middle of a fight, so I could do that weird shit, nigga, if you grieving. But can't do that in a fight, man. You putting your life on the line.
And that was a good bounce back from Blair,
Yeah, but then
he needed the KO.
He dropped him twice in round 2, but then he started boxing like Oscar in the back half of that Trinidad fight.
Yeah, like
he get a B plus, man.
Huh?
I give him a B.
I give him the B plus because he got them knockdowns. He would have get an A if he would have he stopped him though. Like,
I don't think he looked that good. It was just Hooker looked even worse.
Yeah, it's
a little of both.
Hook hasn't done shit at 147. It's like he's really done nothing at all. 147.
But gave Ortiz a good fight.
He beat some jobber or two. That's about it.
But yeah, but you expect more. Hooker.
Yeah, I expect more. I thought. It was pretty.
That's why Cobb should have knocked him out because it was a pretty good fight. Hooker wasn't doing a lot of the shit he was supposed to do, especially in the first half. Cobb should have got him out of there by the fifth round.
He did nothing. Even he was following Blair, and I was like, not one. He didn't throw one damn jab. Throw one jab going forward, not one damn jab.
Yeah.
He would only land a single shot or a shot in an exchange, and there wasn't too many of those. So, and he would land them clean though. That's the sad part.
Yeah, he was.
But Blair, he lost him on that pop by the 6th, and felt like it looked like.
Yeah, because he kept
with his head
up
too much.
Yeah,
with his head too much.
Yeah, he had head too much. Yeah.
And he was so open for the hooks because he's trying to lean. You see how Tank could throw that left to guys like Barrios and Brody, guys who are taller, but he's not leaning.
Right.
And that's a footwork issue. Your footwork gets you in the position to throw a punch where you're not leaning.
Yeah, it was just a whole bunch of he
looked better, more composed, but it's a little bit of both. Hooker wasn't looking like Hooker, and Cobb made some improvements, but they looked a little better because of Hooker. But then it came back to reality because he ended up not stopping dude. So
just because the fact he got on his bike, the B plus was warranted because I didn't like seeing Cobb on his bike like that. It's like you have a guy who's clearly not mentally or even physically. Hooker still hitting him hard because his eyes were all.
He let Hooker get into the fight. That was his fault. He shouldn't have got to the point where Crawford is giving this dude advice in the damn corner.
Crawford was making sense too, though.
And the dude was listening and
it was working for a little bit,
working and shit. So that's dude. I'm not. Look, if I see you fucked up like that and you're not on point, and I'm able to hurt you with every other punch. You're not getting to the 5th round where you're gonna have celebrity friend trainers and shit come up, take turns giving you advice so you can beat my ass and make a comeback.
Right.
There's no fucking Golovkin Canelo 2 comeback here. No, you getting stopped. So that's what I needed to see.
Right, and he look on big props. He was able to knock out Hooker like that, but
especially as an underdog, 3-1. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
It was still a good performance, though. I'd say. I mean, I thought Cobbs was going to win anyway, but
yeah, I mean, same here. I mean, I was shitting on him. It just.
He should have got him. No, I agree. He should have got him out of there.
Yeah. I hope this is a lesson he learned. Like,
what's a good next fight for him now, though?
I mean, Golden Boy's probably. Depends who they got for 147. Like, I mean, hopefully not Ortiz. Because
one thing I'll say is I'm sure Conor Benn is very mad because he wanted to get that Hooker fight, and he would have got a highlight reel with that Hooker.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Facts.
You know, but I mean, at least Cobb's got his name, and at least Cobb's got
Cobbs anyway.
Yeah, but Hooker though, I mean, Hooker needs to take a good break from the sport to figure out what he's gonna do. Because, like I said, a former world champion that regressed like he did quickly, like it wasn't a good look for him. Like he needed, I mean, clearly,
he wasn't never been like P said. He would have been a meme.
Right, like I mean, you obviously you spar with Terrence Crawford. You're close with Terrence Crawford. I mean, Bomac still is training.
I'm getting your ass whooped in front of Terrence Crawford. That's what you need.
Yeah, like basically, I mean, it's not. I mean, Hooker's at the point where he's not like the guy that he was that was barely getting draws with jobbers on Ward's pay-per-view cards. Like, dude was a whole champion. Dude has good victories. Dude was taking zeros.
Yeah, he earned. I know he earned me and Pat's respect with that because he got some lucky draws for years. Hell
yeah! Like I didn't think Hooker would even be a world champion. Never mind a contender, because dude was looking mid to me. So like he was proving me wrong when he was champion. Even with the Ramirez fight, he still gave Ramirez a hard fight. But Blair Cobb is clearly not on that level of fighter to be. You know, like I thought Hooker would actually win, but Hooker just not.
Well, I think Cobb is a career welterweight. This is like Hooker's fourth fight. Even though he's a big guy.
But it's just like I shouldn't see Hooker again just knocked around like he did. I mean, Hooker by Blair Cobb. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, even Ortiz.
Cobb had to wake him up.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I hope Hooker gets this. I mean, Golden Boy will probably just use him as a jobber or
prospect jobber.
He's not signed to go. I think he just moves. I think he can fight anywhere, but it just seems like his prospects are now going to be like opponent. It'd be and it shouldn't be, at least not yet.
Yeah, he's gonna fight one of these young lions or something.
Yeah, and probably get whooped. So yeah, hopefully that he mentally gets himself together and then takes the shit. I'm like, okay, look, I was a former world champion, and let's see what I can do at 147. At least give it an honest go, instead of just because that Blair Cop shit wasn't cool. So I didn't like watching that, in that aspect, just because of what he was, But I give Cobbs his props though. I mean, Cobbs will get a big fight. I'm sure of that. I mean, as he signed with Golden Boy, I'm pretty sure. I hope it's not Ortiz, God forbid, but
it might be a stay busy fight. It's easy to make, right?
Yeah.
I've been trying to watch that fight along, earlier. Obviously, there's different levels, but
Yeah, but it shouldn't be. But Cobbs is good for the sport, though. So I mean,
I know a lot of people hating on dude. I don't know.
No, he's doing something right. Again, people genuinely are invested in hating on him somewhat.
It's weird though.
I mean, to me, he's like the Golden Boy version of Rolly without the mild autism and shit like he has.
Yeah. So coming up the Shawn Michaels theme song. Come on, man, Stone Cold. He's good in my book.
Yeah, like I said, I like
the sport is about the sports need characters and motherfuckers that cares about being entertaining.
Not everybody's got to be a champion, I mean.
Right, no, but
he should strive for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I'm sure
I gotta say this randomly. I saw a messed up tweet talking about Blair Cobbs as being more world champions than Demetrius Andre. And
I see that.
Yeah, I was just like, wow. And I was like, that had me thinking. I'm like, wow. You can't even refute that shit.
That's depressing. That's depressing to think about.
Yeah, I was just like, good lord. I mean, that was such a savage tweet. I was like,
Matchroom, y'all couldn't do nothing for Andre.
If I was Cobbs, I'd say run it back with Roca.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that right away. Like, dude, you couldn't take out a damn Hooker from the multiverse. Like, bro, like keep improving, man. Don't leave Roca alone. Like, if anything, Roca should be wanting the damn Ellis rematch.
Also,
exactly.
But someone, I guess since we're talking about rematches, we get into the co-main in there with Marlon and Esparza, because now pretty much in order for them to sell this fight, they kept on mentioning fucking Sinisa Estrada, who recently left Golden Boy, because Golden Boy, Estrada had been very angry with Golden Boy as well, because they felt like she was stagnant under them. And Oscar wasn't listening, and no one was listening, so she bounced and signed with Top Rank. So it was pretty much it was a horrible thing, because, like I say, now you have a rematch that was probably that would have gotten some attention, and now they were using the whole situation to sell Esparza on this thing. Oh yeah, we're gonna get her this fight, but she has to go beat this woman that's her mandatory with Eva Guzman, and the commentary, like, they all decided to shit on Guzman like ASAP, especially Mora. It's like, oh, Guzman's not what she says she is, and I'll talk about it later. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, and he didn't go into any detail other than he was just like, oh, Guzman's just she didn't fight nobody, blah 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 blah. And then Esparza comes in. And this is the thing that I was like, how are you making 112 pounds, but you don't look like you're 112 pounds? Like that's the thing. Now, Esparza is scrappy, but come on, like, there ain't no 112 pounds in the ring. Like you gotta get hold the fuck out of here. Like, and I know
you sound like Kevin Samuels now.
It's just weird to me. It's like no, she don't look like she looks a lot bigger, like at least 20 pounds bigger than that. Like,
so they looking like she could fight Mayer and Baumgartner.
Yeah, and Guzman looked like she was 112 pounds. She looked like she was ready to fight, like physically ready to fight.
Yeah, Guzman has some of the best effort I've seen in a damn title challenger.
That was actually a pretty good fight.
Yeah,
it was. But what was killing me is the commentary was pretty much ignoring everything Guzman was doing. At least
they were shilling Esparza hard for sure.
Yeah, until like the fourth or fifth round, where Mora was grunting saying, "Oh, well, Guzman's starting to look pretty good," because Guzman at that time was countering Esparza left and right, and Esparza doesn't really have no power.
But see, that's when Guzman really didn't start going to like the fourth round. Like, she was busy, but she wasn't really like landing clean like that. And then you got to remember, Esparza was like hitting her with like clean Canelo ass punches and shit, like with right hands. So them shit stood out in 2 minutes. Yeah,
that's it. The total 2 minute thing. But what I definitely did agree with, I know P doesn't agree with this either. Like, it's just the scores, like, having it like a straight wash or her like
that was a bullshit fucking score.
Like, there was no way that was a thing. Like, I was like, I'm sorry, like,
not because Guzman came back in the second half.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, if you want to give her, Guzman to me,
Guzman won at least 3-4 rounds. Stop.
Yeah,
exactly. It wasn't a straight wash, and to me, that's kind of that they were kind of downplaying the whole shit, like, like she was just, she's a jobber, where clearly she wasn't. She didn't fight like one.
99-91 is crazy.
Yeah, it's like, it's like, get the fuck out of here. And
for
like,
one round, like, y'all couldn't even give her 2 rounds.
Yeah, and Esparza didn't look all that great either. She really didn't.
Nah, she didn't.
And it's just like, and they were trying to big that up or whatever, and it's like, oh, look, she's ready to fight Estrada. No, like, now I always give them prop for Estrada. It's not the first fight, because it outshined Canelo and Kovalev, like, in spades. Like, it was a bloody fight, Esparza had like had a cut deep enough in her forehead that you can see her thoughts and all that shit. Like, it was one of those. It was a war. And
dude, it was getting some cuts that year. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and Esparza got put through it, and Estrada was the small fighter coming up, and she was the one, like, you could tell that all the blood loss or whatever the fuck headshots she took, it kind of affected her. I was like, okay, that shit was hard, but nothing that I saw in that fight would make me think that if they make it a Estrada fight again, that Esparza wouldn't get whooped again.
Yeah, super bad to beat her.
Yeah,
again.
Yeah, it's like,
super bad to get hit, but it's not like I'm thinking she's gonna get knocked out or nothing.
She'll probably be way too fast for her.
Yeah, like the first time.
Like the first time, yeah.
She was landing like 3-1 in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it got worse once that cut started, becoming a real problem.
Yep.
But yeah, I wasn't impressed by her stars. Gooseman, I hope that Golden Boy does right by her, or at least gets her, she gets another opportunity at some point.
He hope Golden Boy does right by her.
Yeah, I have to say that, bro. I have to.
They didn't even do right by Shanisha. Like, you think they're going to do right by anybody else? No. It's a dub. Get them the fuck out.
They got that valet chick, but they'll probably push her too.
Yeah, Golden Boy, you don't know, but yeah, Golden Boy be pushing some random people sometimes, but the ones that actually put in the effort, no, you're a little bit too dangerous for our planet. We gotta suppress you for a little bit until we figure some shit out.
We gotta put his album on the shelf, Space ain't ready for that.
I mean, they're moving like some people like Zepeda, kind of cool. William,
Yeah, they announced it, Zepeda and Jojo Diaz, in November, and that's a hell of a fight.
That's a dope fight.
They're hit or miss, though. Like, 1 year, it'll seem like they're moving one guy, and then the next year, they don't move that guy, and they'll move someone else. Like, it's crazy. Like, a lot of these promoters, they have no rhyme or reason in what they're doing.
Right. And it's just weird too. But yeah, Golden Boy, I mean, they're still going through whatever changes or whatever, and DAZN, I guess, is still, it's like, okay, yeah, we're still gonna area fights or whatever, but yeah, something's got to change over at Golden Boy with what they're doing, because there's a lot of good fighters there that are probably being suppressed that could be in the mix in some fashion.
Think about it, y'all lost super bad to Top Rank, and Top Rank don't even have like female fighters like that,
right?
Like, at least Golden Boy has them. Like, has some. Like, y'all had a built-in rematch, and it's like y'all
fucked up. Yeah, y'all fucked it up so bad because you can sell that rematch. You can either put it
crazy. That's one thing about PBC, boy. They be letting them round robins and rematches and shit.
Yeah,
be happening.
Oh yeah. They ain't no. If it's too close to comfort, they'll run that shit back.
The zone over there, man. They be just also like, fuck it. Like, I don't care. These two guys are undefeated and they're in the same division and they have a belt. They don't need to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's nothing in their contract that says rematch clause, they won't make it. Not at all.
Rematch.
Yeah. So the main event now with Ortiz and Michael McKinson, like, it was one of those fights I was like, wait a minute, why? Because McKinson is a spoiler. If you saw him on the matchroom cards, he's a classic spoiler. And
he got his spoiling ass beat.
Yes, he
all
did.
All that running around
but not without some spoiling first.
Yeah, there was definitely some spoiling.
I mean, spoilers spoil. I mean, you put milk out long enough, it'll spoil too, but like, if you don't know better and you just walk in, you take a sip of the milk, that's the only time the milk gonna hurt you, when you go to it. And that's what Ortiz did. He didn't, the spoiled milk don't attack you.
Yeah,
so he didn't wait for the fucking milk to run on. Like, he went to McKinson or whatever the fuck his name is, spoiler. I'm gonna just call you spoiler because you was spoiling. Anytime he got near, the dude would try to play rough, like he's strong.
Yeah,
forearm, elbows, all that bullshit. No, motherfucker, you do that because you can't fight on the inside because you lack skill and technique. Take that spoiling shit elsewhere. You got your ass whooped because of it.
Because
he hit him with some nice left at times, and Vergil did not look good.
I mean, he hit him with a few of them. But it was nowhere near enough to win rounds.
Right, yeah. I mean, other than that one,
it's boxing. He gonna get hit a few times. Like, shit. If anything, Mean Machine put more and Hooker put more hands on Ortiz than this guy.
They did. Yeah, and the funny thing is too is like, I mean, other than one left hand from McKinson that had Ortiz moonwalking a little bit, his punching was not that effective. Like, it was a lot of rough shit, and originally I thought, okay, maybe that might be the plan, because McKinson is not known as a rough fighter. He doesn't do all that shit. So clearly, I mean, he was trying to get the respect with doing that shit, his punching power. But Ortiz wasn't bothered by his punching all that much. And then once that happened, it seemed like McKinson tried to do the spoiling thing, which extended the fight longer than it probably should have been. and like I said, but
yeah, because Ortiz knew how to cut off the ring, and he was always in punching distance. And Mickelson.
Well, spoiler. I thought you said you were gonna call his name.
Spoiler, yeah, spoiler. Spoilerson. So Spoilerson basically got spooked. See, a lot of times, look, there's certain spoilers who they'll man up and fight you, and they're not afraid to. It's just they rather just spoil.
Right.
Spoilerson ain't one of those type of spoilers. He's not one of those guys who wants to fight you. He gives the appearance because he'll do the rough shit, but only because he doesn't know how to do anything else, and you kind of just catch him in a bad spot.
Right. See,
when you saw, look, if he would have established the jab and tried to jab first, like how he was really supposed to do, he would have been better off. But he was on the moving and trying to pot shot, and his movement isn't good enough to where Ortiz couldn't get on him, and he wasn't throwing enough punches to make Ortiz slow down.
Yeah, and then all that movement, was laid the foundation to how the fight actually ended. Because I mean, personally, I think it was still a punch though, but they were blaming it on the knee, a knee injury. I was like, well, when you're moving overlay like that, when you're doing really, usually, I mean, you need like maybe 2 steps to escape a punch or something like that.
3-foot rule.
Yeah.
The 3rd foot is the pivot.
Right.
Like Pat said, you only need about 2 steps to get around. But see, the thing is it's harder to get around people coming at you when you're not jabbing, especially you're not jabbing first.
Right.
I knew this dude had nothing for Ortiz. He was just gonna just spoil. He wasn't gonna try to win the fight.
Right, and that extended him into taking Ortiz into the 9th round for the first time, and of course the 9th round the fight didn't last too long after
for a few seconds.
Ortiz dropped him immediately in round 9 with the body shot.
And you can tell Ortiz was pissed at this dude. Ortiz was fighting so mean with dude, but he never threw too many punches. He just he just landed certain high percentage shots on dude.
Right. I was saying he should have went to the body like Tim Bradley, bro. Because he was, he was missing a lot with headshots. You know what I'm saying? But then when he started going to the body,
he could have gone to the body more. He could have. But the thing is,
early on, he wasn't though.
I feel like since Ortiz cut off the ring so good, he just knew it was a matter of time, because he's like, look, I'm always in punching position. I could hit you wherever and whenever I want to hit you.
Right.
But I'm going to just kind of burn you out a little. And honestly, that's what he did. The thing is, a guy like Golovkin or Chocolatito, they would have burned him out while beating his ass.
Yeah.
Ortiz kind of just was on some placement whooping.
Yeah.
Like every punch was hard and selective, and Spoilerson was feeling all them shits, and he couldn't get away, and he wasn't jabbing enough.
Right.
So he lost. He didn't really. He landed a few good shots, one in particular, but for the most part, he wasn't following up on those good shots. Where was the right hook after them left hands?
Right.
Because you're not thinking about right hook when you spoiling. The only reason he landed those shots so good because Ortiz was on his ass.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have tried to fucking just box, he never lands those shots. They would have never had the same effect. He would have. He looks like Kell Brook against Golovkin because he was fighting for his life. Ortiz ain't respect that shit.
No, and like I said, I mean, the fight got extended more, and then McKinson, he was gonna probably get something knife on anyway, but the leg injury, the referee, the corner of McKinson kind of threw that towel in and everything like that.
They had to. Ortiz was still beating on his ass. You see how Ortiz was still chasing him on the ring, fucking throwing hands.
Right.
You could tell, dude was like, stop. I'm quitting. He's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, if you want to quit, take the knee.
Take the knee, damn it. You better do like Corey Spinks in that Mayorga fight and just start throwing yourself to the ground to avoid punches.
Oh man, but yeah,
I mean that's the bare essence of dodging a punch, though.
Yeah. So Ortiz, at least thankfully, he's still Ortiz. Because like I said, I mean, If McKinson had actually just you can't be a spoiler counterpuncher. Especially if you're not going to willing to actually, have anything to even set up a counter or anything like that.
Yes. So, and you're not capitalizing on these counters. Like if you buzz Ortiz with a good shot with the left, throw the right hook, throw some body shots, then okay, get out of the kitchen. But you just don't land a good shot and admire your work and keep moving. Like
no,
because you're only pissing the bear off more when you land and you keep running.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to stand there and hurt the bear a little more, put it on the back foot a little before you try to get out of there. And that's the thing. It's an art to fighting pressure fighters, and there's an art to boxing again, to being a pressure fighter.
Right.
It's called the sweet science for a reason, my nigga. Like not the spoiling science.
Yeah.
That's why I love it when I see a fucking spoiler get his ass whooped. That shit makes me feel great.
Yeah, and like I said, McKinson. Although a classic spoiler, there are other spoilers that out there that have actually been able. And I think probably the best example, most recent example, we see Kenneth Sims. Kenneth Sims was a spoiler, and you saw it, but you saw what you compare it to see what Sims did against Rodriguez, and you see that there's a difference, like how you're supposed to do it.
Because you're supposed to control the round more. That's how you win the rounds, but you can't spoil without a jab.
Right.
How you gonna spoil without a consistent jab? Like, really? Like,
right. So yeah, McKinson learns a lesson, and then like I said, he gets his first loss, with his 2 knockouts and 20-something wins, and Ortiz, takes another 0 and still keeps himself in the conversation, for a big fight. Whether we don't know what that might be, because Golden Boy is Golden Boy is willing to loan him out to somebody. It's just a matter of who's gonna get that fight.
Yeah, he's like that bad kid you don't want to take care of no more. You're like, we'll have him fight anybody. Like, honestly though, man, I think it was the 2020 podcast with Lukey. We was talking about the whole Ennis shit, but at this point with this slow ass 147, fuck it. Shout out to Lukey. I guess he's right. Just had these motherfuckers fight each other.
Yeah, I was always a fan. I was like, yo, let them fight now.
I wanted niggas to have a title, at least one of them. Make it a bigger deal. But you motherfuckers y'all just won't let me be great.
Yeah.
God damn. Yeah, I'll take any fight with any combination of Stanionis, Ortiz, Thurman, Ennis. You even throw Jamal James and Butiev in there again. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I don't even care. That's enough. Like,
yeah.
Conor Ben, whenever he's done fighting whoever Hearn trying to get out of retirement.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, it's that time though. That's it, because one thing Golden Boy can't afford to have is Ortiz getting frustrated. We don't know his contract situation, but look, I gotta try my luck at PBC or Top right now. Like,
you don't even need that energy out there. Like, keep this kid happy, keep him fed, get him some meaningful fights.
Yeah, McKinson was just one of those fights where it didn't make too much sense to me, and I figured that could have.
They forced it. I knew something. Look, when he got cut, I knew it. I was like, God damn it. This is what happens when you force something too much. They tried to force a meaningless fight too much, and now he gets a cut.
Mm-hmm.
And that cut wasn't no bullshit cut. This was like a decent cut.
Yeah,
it would take extra time to heal.
Right.
And so Ortiz might not be able to fight again until November or December.
Yeah.
So look at that shit. All because you had to fight this spoiling ass nigga.
Yeah.
How you spoiling and being rough? Like, pick a battle, motherfucker. Like, are you gonna be Miguel Vasquez or are you gonna be fucking Sakio Bika? Like, pick one. Shit. Hate you motherfuckers that don't have no ring identity. You won't be Ricky Hatton and you want to be Lara too.
Yeah, that shit doesn't fly. You
can't control the footwork, offense or defense.
Got to pick one struggle.
Ortiz is definitely a top 4, top 5 welter, right?
He is, though, but it's just now
he's 50-50 with everybody. Including Crawford. Fuck that. Including Crawford.
Yeah, but now it's just time to get into the fights actually to prove
I mean, yeah. Realistically, Crawford the favorite, but I'm just saying, like,
he's a live dog against those guys. It's like I feel like Boots the same way. I feel like both those guys, are in the cream of the crop.
I mean, because we saw Crawford just go life and death with Porter before the referee. I'm sorry, the judge. I'm sorry, the corner glitch.
Oh, this nigga again.
So I'm just saying. So if Porter could give Crawford that much trouble, then I feel like Ortiz can too.
Yeah, any given Saturday night in boxing, shit.
Right.
Yeah. Especially at 154, shit.
Absolutely, but overall, like I said, it was an entertaining card, and like I said, Golden Boy cards. Like I said, I mean, hopefully they get their shit more together. Because like I said, in the end, I like watching Golden Boy cards. Like they are entertaining. So it's just like you just want them to move their fighters right into more significant fights, especially the ones that are there, like their remaining draws. It's just like that's what we want to see. But Golden Boy, like I said, I have no problem with the whole card, but it remains to be seen what they're gonna do in the future. But speaking of the future, next week